2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Super Replay. Actually, a live stream, a 2-hour live stream. We're going till 4 o'clock. I'm Andrew Reiner, and we're what? 3 hours, 5 hours? I don't know where we're at in this game, but we're making good progress. That's Marcus Stewart on the sticks. Hello, sir.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
As always, we got Dan Tack here as well.
Hello, everybody.
Dan.
Yeah, we're about 4 hours in by my check, Reiner. This will be like hour 5.
Okay, I said 3 and 5. I just missed the number. And then we have special guest, old-time Game Informer reader, Louis Benson, who has absolutely blown up on TikTok. Hello. He has ticks. What do you call them? Ticks or talks? What is a individual tick called?
I think a video is just called a TikTok. It's a TikTok.
Okay.
It's like a tweet.
And you have them at 20 million views. Like, it's ridiculous. And your shtick, or what you do there, you rap. You're an incredible rapper. Welcome to the show, Louis.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I mean, rap is the sort of thing I stumbled in on TikTok. I did not join TikTok to be a musician. I would never had any aspirations to be a musician. I just sort of stumbled into it, and here we are. And I have, I think, one of the, if not the biggest rap in the history of TikTok. So.
And I take credit for your success, because you and I, by the way, we talk on Facebook, private messages on Facebook like people do. But I said you should get into voice work because you have a hell of a voice.
Oh,
and now, see, look at that. It's beautiful. But now you're using your voice, and you've become a hit.
Right? Yeah. Who thought? Who'd have thought? Well, you'd have thought, apparently.
Exactly.
Reiner, you're like the harbinger of success. First the Jon Favreau story from last week, and now this.
Yeah. I created the MCU. 20 million TikToks. I do it all.
Now, I do have one question. I was under the impression that this was going to be hosted by Lord Garnadan, and I don't. Not that you guys aren't great or anything, but
Louis making some deep Game Informer cuts here. Lord Garnadan was a fictional character that we had. You probably remember better than me, Louis. He was in Secret Access?
Game Enforcer.
That's right. Oh, he was the first EIC, and then we created Darth Clark.
Yes, Darth Clark. I remember Darth Clark. I was like, screw this guy. We want Lord Garnadan.
Yeah, I forgot about Lord Garnadan until now, but hearing you talk, like, that's right. That's been a hot minute.
Yeah, because I remember Darth Clark, and I was like, who is this guy? Like,
not my EIC.
And to get back to the game now, we just got through, Dan, the what do we call it? The ball puzzle dungeon?
It is the big giant ball puzzle. I mean, it really sets the pace for, like, sort of how this game works, right? There's a couple of really big puzzles, there's some pretty cool bosses, and then you got sliding in between. I mean, that's
speaking of sliding, yeah.
There we go. Great to see you all, chat. Thanks for coming today. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your weekend. And thank you for joining us. We have a live one for you today, folks. Let me tell you. Welcome on in, everybody. Oh, see, Marcus is already getting killed by rats.
Ooh. Wait, no, this was a rocket to the face. Oh, but now there's a rat.
Oh, my.
Oh, my, get out of there.
Look,
oh my God.
I foresaw this. I saw this coming.
I need to get to that rocket guy. He's the real problem. Like that, right there. What?
And folks, secretly, this is why we stopped the Hot Wing Challenge. Marcus dies too much.
Yeah, we thought Dark Souls would be tough, but this is the game that's really just working. Those rats. Yeah. You found your arch nemesis here, Marcus.
I mean, they
Jedi Fallen Order.
Their buddy rocket launcher Steve hanging out there. They're in cahoots. It's a real problem. All right. Wait. No, that's where I came from. Okay, we're going this way.
Okay, we're doing good. We're doing pretty good, and we're got that sweet.
We're dying on rats.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of like Dark Souls. Like sometimes it's the little dogs that get you. It's never It's easier to move around a giant than it is the little guys sometimes.
Yeah, those little enemies, and I saw someone mention this in the comments, I think on the YouTube version, where in this game they were saying the humanoid enemies are much easier than the animals, and that those are the real problems. And I think I agree. Like anything below your waist is kind of a pain to attack.
Yeah.
Hey, where are we going, Dan? You wanted to go to, was it Dathomir?
I mean, I've been trying to send in a Dathomir since the beginning of this game, but he refused.
We have to finish the ball land. Now
See, and that's very traditional Marcus. Next time Marcus is piloting a game, I've got to tell him to do.
Well, no. In this case,
opposite.
The game said to come here. You wanted to defy the game, but the mission said come to this place. So
I will tell you, there's a sweet weapon in Dathomir without spoilers. Okay.
I believe you. Trying to.
He has a lightsaber.
I was gonna say, is it a lightsaber?
What if it was even cooler than the lightsaber, folks?
No such thing. The only way a lightsaber gets cooler is if you add more blades to it.
Well, maybe that's what's there, Marcus.
Are you? I think I smell what you're cooking.
Yeah, that's why I told you to go there first.
You know, I gotta master this one. Oh, jeez. Okay, I was gonna say I don't see any indication I could make that, but invisible wind.
This is the new SSX tricky right here.
I still maintain that a Star Wars themed SSX game would sell like crazy and be a great idea, and I would play it.
It would sell because people would be like, "What is this?" It is not a good idea.
I think it needs another collab. We got to get a Star Wars snowboarding game with some other brand in there too.
Babu Frick.
We'll just make it Disney Borders, right?
Ooh,
just have all of their
like
IPs
Smash.
boarding.
Yeah. It'll be like bring back the Cool Borders engine, but just put Disney characters in there. We need like a new.
You know, someone's out there listening to this and is like getting on the phone right now, like, "Hey, wait a, you know, Bob, we got a great idea coming in here from R&D."
Okay. Remember Too Extreme? What if we just did that again, but with Darth Vader? I don't know where I'm going. By the way, I kind of stepped in here. I didn't know this was an elevator, but
hey, always get in elevators. That's rule number 1. And great to see you all, chat. Thank you for being here. What's up, Big Boss, Panda? We got a lot of people in chat today. Love to see it.
Oh, whoa!
Hey, Louie.
Alien head.
Oh yeah. Babu Frick.
It's Babu Frick. He just mentioned him.
Nice.
People rip on the Rise of Skywalker, but this guy is the money.
Yeah, so my problem with I actually enjoyed Rise of Skywalker the first time that I saw it. I just thought there was a lot of movie. I was like, they fit 2 movies into this whole dadgum movie, like because J.J. Abrams was just like, okay, let me undo everything Rian Johnson did, and I'll put Star Wars Episode 8 and 9 in this one movie, and just cut all the filler.
Just take.
Hold on, Marcus is.
Take me.
Marcus is.
I got to get back to the ship, but I thought it's like they just took me back to where I started at the beginning of the episode.
This is why I like playing, with Marcus, because I get to watch the gears turn as he figures things out. It's great. I mean, people love watching me do that too. So I got no blame for Marcus.
All right, we're gonna slide. Also, what kind of boots do you wear to slide like that?
I think you don't want any like grip, right? You want to be.
He's got grip for sure.
They're just pieces of poncho. That's the secret.
All right, but yeah, we got to get back to the ship because, well, I know you want to go to Dathomir, Dan, but we are supposed to go to Kashyyyk next, so we could be passing up Wookiees. I'm saying.
pretty sure the game actually wants you to go to Dathomir next. They just don't want you to go to it first.
It straight up says go to Kashyyyk. Look. Look,
Marcus, do you listen to everything that the game tells you to do?
I mean, generally, that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Just think if that's all you did in Skyrim, a game like Skyrim, just go from place to place that they tell you to go to.
Yeah, the game's like 10 hours long, right?
That's what I heard.
And I'm getting.
What do we got here?
They have a cave. They have a cave troll.
Balrog or something.
Oh, that's right. It's Balrog. Very good. Let's mix some IPs up here. I like it.
Yeah,
Reiner,
as a Star Wars expert, what is this? What is this creature?
That is a. I'm trying to get a good look at it.
I believe that's a Trogdor.
Trogdor?
It's got kicks.
Kicks.
got some kind of like catfish.
It's like a deferred wampa or something.
Yeah, and it's like,
Okay.
and it had sex with like a Twi'lek. It's got like the little the tentacle things.
He's got the arm.
Oh yeah,
That means he's gonna become a Jedi one day.
some Twilight genetic splicing going on here. Terrifying experiments with you know they always say From Software
Oh,
does the
there it
weird
is.
storytelling.
Jotaz. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
we need to find a couple items that talk about the genetic experience between Twi'leks and Wampas. That
Look at that shot. That's a good like hunter shot there.
Now.
Posing with his.
Oh, hey, there's Mizuno Sonata. Hi, Mizuno.
Damn.
Hey, welcome to the stream.
Mizuno's one of mine. It's nice to, I thought I'd give you the old Team Louis bump there.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll take it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I can't see you, but feel your energy as always. As I try to figure out how do I get out of this cave so I can get back to the ship.
Hey,
Holly Spice Wolf coming through with yet another sub. Thanks, Holly. Thanks for being here. Holly, one of our great mods.
I thought I could make that for some reason.
and now we collected Mizuno, who will no longer be with Louis. This is the whole point of the stream, is to take his audience.
Well, the funny thing is, I actually created my TikTok to supplement my Twitch content, and then I ended up becoming kind of like, not, known for any of my Twitch stuff on TikTok. So I stopped, actually, not really stopped, but I kind of put a limit on my streaming on Twitch and switched over to TikTok. But then this past month, I switched back to TikTok. I switched back to Twitch to play on this role-play server for this game called Eco, and it's been the most successful my stream's ever been.
Hey,
So-
where can people find you, by the way? Is it Team Louis, or what is your tag?
So so if you're following me on Twitch or Twitter, it's going to be Team Louis. If you're following me on TikTok or Instagram, it's Team of Louis, because Team Louis was taken.
Thanks, Holly. We got your socials out there in Chatland. Also in Chatland, friend of the show, Plead the Fallen. Two hot subs coming in.
What's up, Zach?
I'm hoping those are some Italian BMTs, lightly toasted, with a little bit of Italian dressing, banana peppers, jalapenos.
Oh,
Wait, did you say BMT? What is
Nice.
it?
Yeah, Italian BMT. Yeah,
What's a BMT?
the magical sandwich, Marcus. We're gonna get you one.
Is that bacon, mayonnaise, and tomato? What is that?
Oh, Marcus, we're gonna get you one. You're gonna love it.
I mean,
We're gonna get that on Wing Day.
Can we get it the same day we get Reiner a hot dog with ketchup for the first time?
oh, dude, no.
We're not gonna do that to anybody. All right.
I'll throw myself in front of a bus before I
Actually,
eat that.
Louis, since we have a new voice, what's your take on ketchup on hot dogs? Is it a cardinal
Oh, God.
sin, or is it something totally acceptable?
That was the only way I would eat them as a kid.
Boot this man from the stream. First, take all of his followers, and then boot him.
Yeah, but I mean, he was just starting. He said as a kid, and it's true. Everybody you get indoctrinated into the cult of ketchup as a kid via that method. All right.
Hey, finish your story. Where are you at now? As
As an adult,
Yeah.
usually if I have a choice, I usually go mustard, relish, and onions.
yes.
But occasionally I'll go back to ketchup, and I'll just to remember what it feels like to be a kid again.
Yeah, see, that's
No.
fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of not.
I'm not saying, I didn't say I put ketchup all the time, but I am open to putting ketchup on every now and then.
Marcus,
It's like, hey, I was a toddler once. I used to poop my pants. I'm just gonna start pooping them again for nostalgia's sake. No, you don't do that. You don't do it.
Yeah, maybe you don't.
Okay, also we got a boss fight here against this thing. I did want to
Yeah.
ask last week though.
hit him, Marcus.
I have an idea, since ketchup is bad for whatever reason. How do you guys feel about the idea of putting barbecue sauce on a hot dog?
I'd rather you did that than ketchup, but I'm not down with it.
I mean, well, think about it. Barbecue sauce, you put it on like a smoked meat or a grilled meat. That's a hot dog. You throw it on the grill. So
speaking
why
of
not?
grilled meat,
Yeah.
oh
Hey guys, did you know that Respawn made this game?
yeah, tell us more, Marcus. Now that you've opened that door.
Well, when you die, it says Respawn.
Oh,
And I think they're referencing themselves.
that's very clever. Are you suggesting it's like some advanced brand marketing within the game itself to refer to it as that instead of like, you died?
I think it's a distinct possibility.
You know what? I think there's a distinct possibility that we just got a hype train.
Uh-oh.
Thanks, Mizuno, for kicking that one off. We are rolling.
What are you scanning?
Just imagine you
Mizuno,
hear train
part
sound
of our
effects.
collection.
Yeah.
Beep, beep,
Hype train
beep.
is fully enabled. Grab some hype emotes in chat. By the way, if I got a secret to tell you, if you do have a subscription to this channel, whether you got one gifted to you or whether you want to subscribe, that gets you access to the Game Informer Discord. You can find the link right in chat. In that Discord, I often tell many Game Informer secrets, including what hot streams are coming way before we announce it on the site. So if you want the hot scoop and you want to talk to the editors and see cute pictures of our dogs and all that fun stuff, come on to the official GI Discord today and have a great time. Holly, thanks for the gifted subs. John, thanks for the gifted sub. Thanks for being here, everybody. It is wonderful to see you as always. Happy freaking Friday.
You know what?
I was at Respawn, by the way, when this game was coming out, or they were making it, and this ATST, they made it look like it's stop motion, the animation. And we just saw that if you watch the new episode of Book of Boba Fett, you see a little Bomar monk at the beginning that's walking across the terrain, and they made it look old school stop motion. I love those little touches.
I like it.
Unify
it does look cool.
the look. Yeah.
It looks like it's straight out of like, the jungles of Endor. Yeah.
Reiner, I thought that story was going to go, they showed me their game over screen, and I said to them, you know what would be cool? If you guys...
Oh, yeah, I take credit for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they show me at From Software when I go there.
You know, you
The
guys
game
are
over screen a
called
lot.
Respawn, right? What if you did?
You're doing good, Marcus. You got this.
Yeah, I'm doing all right so far.
Now, 2 Ewoks are going to show up and hit it from either side with tree trunks. Oh.
Oh, man. The next game should have Ewoks for sure.
Yeah, we need more Ewoks.
We get another sub?
Oh,
We
yeah.
sure did. Mizuno is actually paying forward the gift sub. From Holly to Team Louie. Team Louie himself, the legend, is now officially a GI subscriber. Also, that takes our hype train to tier 2.
Sneaky guy.
Hype trains are pretty fun. I like them. Not only do they give us more discoverability on Twitch, which we love, thanks for being part of the community, but they also give us cool hype train emotes like this one. I like this one because it's like a cute cat or something. But there's a bunch of them that you unlock as you are in so many. I've been in so many hype trains. My God. All right. I got lots of cool emotes. There's like a frog. There's a turtle.
There's a bunny rabbit. Speaking of cute cats, somebody decided to come join us.
We got a
never
cool
mind,
question and a cool cat. This one's for the whole panel. We'll go around the bend here, I guess, probably. Do we want another Jedi game from Respawn or a Mandalorian game? Which would you prefer? Marcus?
Things are really bad down there.
Man.
The Empire's muscling in on those.
This is a semi-binary question. You can
I'll take a Mandalorian game. If it's to the disquality, then yeah.
I think this
Reiner?
I am going to go Jedi game.
Reiner wants to Jedi.
Because I wouldn't mind a direct sequel, even though because at the end of this, Cal is going to be spoiler, Jedi Knight level, and I want them to continue that. I don't want them to nerf his powers and have to gain powers again the next game. I want him to come out of the gates blazing, and I think that'd be cool.
It's fair.
We're getting that smuggler game from who is that? Ubisoft studio.
Clone troops turned against us.
The Division team. I can't remember the name of the studio, but that's you're going to be a smuggler. That's kind of what a Mandalorian would be like, 2 degree, right? Guns, snipers, stuff like that. We'll see.
Away from my Padawan Trilla.
All right, passing it down to Louis.
Well, I mean, as much as I would love a Mandalorian game because that show is fantastic, there's just something about swinging a lightsaber and using the Force that just everybody wants. I think everybody wants to do, and I think that there's as much as I like this game right here.
And where he went.
I feel like that when it comes down to games like Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and The Force Unleashed, and then this game, none of them have gotten it exactly right. They've been real close.
Same as I was.
They've been like, 8 out of 10. But it's like there's just something, if you can combine elements from all three of them, you got a perfect solution there. I think I would like another Jedi game, another attempt.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
But that's why we can't give up.
Also, Titanfall 3. I'd be happy with that too.
Sacrifice of those closest to us.
I don't think that was one of the choices.
Nothing.
It was
I'm
not.
gonna add it it's gonna be a C.
It's like, hey, which would you prefer? A hot dog with ketchup, a hot dog with mustard, or Titanfall 3?
I would put Titanfall 3 on a hot dog.
Would you? Because we can put you to the test, Marcus. I'll get a copy of Titanfall 3 somehow, and you're gonna put it on a hot dog. All right.
I mean, if you can make Titanfall 3 happen, then I will gladly bite into it.
All right. Well, I gotta make a few calls. We'll see what happens.
Now, you guys have a wing day?
So one thing we did recently, as one of our stream funsies things that we did, was the Hotter Than Hell Summer event, where we ate a super hot wing every time Marcus died playing Souls games.
Oh Lord!
So that was a cool little mini event we did. We have some more plans for cool stuff like that in the future. But yeah, basically we suffered through some really hot wings. Basically, it was an incentive to stay alive, right? Everybody, Dark Souls is great, but dying is part of the whole thing, and that made it even more spicy, you could say. And we'll have some more fun stuff like that in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, chat. Do you want us to do that again? Do you want us to eat super spicy wings again and play like Elden Ring?
Yeah.
We could do that.
Oh dear God!
Or you could do Bean Boozled.
Yeah, I did those for the last Game Informer charity event. I did quite a few of those. Thanks, Jeff Ackervick, again for that. For almost stuffing a full bag in my mouth in one go. That was really great. It's for the kids. For the kids. Yeah, I always keep a bamboozled on hand. I always keep a one-chip challenge on hand. You never know when you're going to need them.
Every once in a while, Dan, when you burp, do you taste that concoction of
I did
flavors?
for a day. For a day after the Bean Boozled thing. Like the Carolina Reaper ones are no joke, obviously. Those are the...
Wait.
Everything else in that pack is very handleable, but when you get the Reaper, the Reaper's never easy. It's never easy. It never gets any better. But yeah, I try to make a point of keeping something extremely hot within arm's reach, just in case. You never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah. Instead of wings, I think a good challenge would be every time I die, you guys have to eat a hot dog with ketchup.
That's that's gross, but it's not going to hurt any. It's not. The stakes aren't quite as high.
I don't know. The way you go on and on about it sounds like that's the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
I mean, I wouldn't do it voluntarily.
All right, we just change our lightsaber up here a little bit. Actually, I don't know if I have any skill points. But since we were on the ship, Dan, I will acquiesce. We will go to Dathomir.
We've got Mega from chat saying we should do the wing challenge playing Super Meat Boy. No. For one thing, that'd just be too many. We'd be full after
I don't think we
10
could
minutes.
afford that many wings.
What about Bean Boozled, but it's flavored as a hot dog with ketchup on it?
I mean, that would be like the lead. You do know what's in Bean Boozled, yeah, I'm sure.
I've eaten them, yes.
Yeah, so a hot dog with ketchup isn't as bad, but we're not comparing a hot dog with ketchup to dirty socks and some of the other flavors that are in a Bean Boozled. It's being compared to a hot dog without ketchup, without ketchup. So we can't compare it to those gross things that are in a Bean Boozled.
Well,
I mean, we can.
I have a bone to pick with Bean Boozled because they really misrepresented boogers, I think. Because I think we all know from when we were kids that boogers are delicious, and we don't eat. We choose not. We choose not to eat them as an adult, just because it's unbecoming and it's unsightly. But
I mean, sure.
It's discharge. Don't know.
I knew one kid growing up that would swear that they were delicious because they tasted like orange juice to him.
Crater asked a very interesting question that I don't have the answer to. Do we get to write the wings off on our taxes? Highly relevant. This is nice.
I'll ask one of my lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad I kept all
those
Buffalo Wild Wings receipts.
I've got mine.
Really? Well, you should try it.
I'm not gonna try it unless like I don't know how I could. I mean, they were work related, right? So
Yeah.
It's a work
You
expense.
You wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have gotten them otherwise. Okay, Dan,
interesting.
here we are.
Oh, we're finally getting to the good
It's
planet.
happening. Wasn't this place pretty hard though, from what I remember?
Yeah, if you go here
This is,
first, which is why I wanted you to go here first.
Well, I
This is
mean,
where
we're
the
going
witches are,
second. I
right?
still don't know if we're actually meant to be here right now, but they let you
that
come
right?
here, so
Yeah, there's some really good stuff here,
I think I just remember this place being not easy.
and some harder enemies for rats. Oh yeah, I've gotten so many questions about this one, Reiner. I don't know if you can talk about it at all. But gold editions, people want to know
Yeah.
how they can get them. Like,
We weren't standing there.
that's been a very often asked question.
Oh, what? Thought I jumped.
You know, we could give away one on this stream.
Okay, but so is that going to be that they want to know, like, outside of this stream, which we should give one away?
Count on him being
Is there a way to get them, or are they just going to be giveaways, or what? Like,
yeah, so we've been stealthily giving them away to people. We have some sweepstakes in the works. I could say that much. We will have numerous opportunities to win one. You're not going to be able to buy them yet. I don't know about that in the future ever. They might be bundled. They might be parts of charity. I don't know what we're going to do, but yeah, I'm excited about them though, and I was just going to show you one. Let's see.
people are very. I mean, I'm excited about them. They're awesome.
Let me open this one up. I have all the gold editions here. It's like my own little Etsy business.
Oh, lovely.
What do you think?
I mean, it's hard to see, but I assure you, it does look amazing.
Wait,
Look at that. Look how shiny it is.
oh,
Now, Reiner, are you still giving away a copy of the Uncharted 2 Among Thieves Fortune Hunter edition?
No, that is right here though. I could
Oh,
pull that out.
I thought you gave away a copy. Didn't you have two?
Oh,
copies?
I gave away 4 of those way back in the day. Yeah, that thing's
remember.
worth like a fortune.
Oh, I know. I remember. I
Drake's
entered
fortune.
a whole Drake's fortune. I remember. I entered to win that. I was waiting. I'm still waiting to hear back, but
I have bad news for you. Yeah. Yeah, I think we could give away a Game Informer Gold here. I don't know how we do it.
How do you want to do? Yeah, well, I don't have anything set up for it because I didn't know we were doing it. Generally, what we would do is just assign everybody in chat like a number, and use a random number generator. But I also don't know if we have any shipping restrictions, Reiner. So that's also a.
It's got to
a
be in
good
the United
topic.
States.
Yep. Okay.
You have to be cool.
I'm out.
Let me see if I can find a random number generator here real quick, and we can do this.
Make sure you find a cool generator too.
Well, if you have a chat bot, you can actually start a giveaway from the chat bot.
We do have a chatbot, but I have not toyed with its settings at this point, and I don't want to. I don't want to mess with it right now.
Is it Streamlabs chat bot by chance?
No, we're using
Okay,
a different one.
Okay.
Stim, gear.
I don't need to fight these guys. I'm just gonna go. Oh. Okay. It's dark.
And the one I'm giving away is going to be for our next issue, which you don't know about yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, Zhang, I think Zhang is right. I'll tell you what. Let's give me a week to actually get it set up with our bot so we can do it fully automated, so nobody accuses me of being, you know, hooking up somebody on the sly. So
Well, we got to make sure they're cool though, so we are going
I-
to tinker with the results.
no, we definitely are not. God.
I like
So
how
next
honest
week,
you are about it.
next week, fam, we'll do a giveaway from one of these
All
puppies.
right. Well, come back, same time, same channel next week.
Yeah, Reiner, come on, it's audience retention. Now they gotta come back next week.
Yeah, I set it up.
Or yes, we sure did.
Next week on
yeah,
Game
all
Informer
right.
Replay.
Oh man.
We'll get that all set up.
You
It'll be
guys
fun.
gotta hate working with me. I'm just the loosest cannon. Like I'm just like, sure.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Just a pipe bomb. It's like working with CM Punk.
Yeah.
All right. Can we open this?
But I'm all for it. Yeah, we're
Cannot.
definitely so that
Oh,
issue
hello.
will still be going out. We'll do some kind of
Oh.
we'll do some kind of cool. We'll get a tool in place so that it just like rolls the thing and somebody will get hooked up.
Okay.
Next week, fam. Next week.
Next week. Dan, would you rather? I'm playing a game. Would you rather with you?
Would you rather? One of my favorites.
Yeah. Would you rather eat a hot dog with ketchup on it, or mint an NFT of your face?
I'd rather eat the hot dog with ketchup on it.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm avoiding any kind of NFT minting at this point.
I can say less
right
work
now.
involved at least.
What
I
if
mean,
I told you I would pay $100 for your minted NFT face?
I'd say that's on the low end of NFTs.
Can it be
You
an
gotta give
NFT
me-
of your face after you bit into the hot dog?
We
Oh,
So you just see your disgusted
series.
expression and
it's a series.
no, that would be the one. That would be the ultimate Dan NFT,
Yeah.
right? Because it would be like, whoa, you know the story
Yeah.
behind this one. Dan
Yeah.
hates hot
Zach
dogs.
just
with
bought it
ketchup.
for 12. Zach just bought it for $12,500.
There
that would
it
be
is.
the only
There it
NFT
is.
I'd consider buying is seeing you with ketchup around your mouth, just tears coming down your
Oh,
eyes.
God. Yeah, that would be yeah. That's let's mint it, baby. Let's go. Oh
right.
God. 1 Bitcoin for the first Dan hot dog NFT. There you go.
Okay.
Whoa, careful. Hey.
That careful was a
Marcus,
little late,
careful.
Reiner.
Yeah.
Marcus, that was careless.
If you had told me to be careful like 10 minutes ago when that thing started beating me up, I would have survived. But yeah, that thing's hard. I was trying to circle around him because I see there's a lock. There's like one locked door I can't get into. I don't know if that's the red one that I see on the map. I think it might be. I'm trying to see. I was just trying to get to those other access points.
You know, Zeng, I think you might be right. He is dying more in this than Demon Souls. I think. I haven't keep count. We only keep count when we have the Elden Ring counter up. And maybe for Elden Ring's release, maybe we'll bring that counter back and maybe we'll do a marathon stream as soon as we're allowed to stream the game. What do you think about that, chat?
Let's do it. Duke Faison, next year, are you going to auction off NFTs for Extra Life? You know, I'm looking into how to mint faces, and there's a real possibility that we might have some NFTs.
Whoa.
I'd like an NFT of the original Gummy Crunch image.
Oh yeah, we
Gummy
mentioned
Crunch
that.
and Bramble Brand, yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned Gummy Crunch.
It's coming up every episode now.
Did you
Probably
try it,
because of-
Louis?
No, I wanted to. I was
Okay.
a stupid kid at the time, and I was like, I need to get some of these gummy bears and some Doritos jalapeno cheddar 3Ds.
Oh boy.
Are you familiar with Gummy Crunch? Marcus?
I'm not. Is it just?
We
is it
talked
exactly what
about it
sounds
here.
like?
We talked about it here on the show. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we've done it.
Probably because of me, honestly. I'm one of the only people who just remembers this. It's so embedded in my brain. But Reiner, for an April Fool's prank or something, they played a prank on the audience. It was one of the last. It was like the
No,
last.
it was just a normal issue. It was just like, let's just throw caution to the wind and who cares? Let's see what happens.
It was on the last page. I remember it was on the last page where it was like Reiner's been enjoying Gummy Crunch, like late hours. He's been enjoying this snack where you bite into a Doritos 3D jalapeno cheddar, stick a gummy bear inside of that, and eat it like that.
Oh
And,
no. Oh no.
And then
So much hate mail, like just pouring in. And this is back when people were like handwriting notes, sealing it in an envelope, and then putting a stamp on it and sending it to you. So we were just opening mail of like, that was disgusting. How can you recommend that, saying it's like the greatest new treat? And
I
it's
like how they treat it like you forced them to do it. Look what you did to me.
you've torn my family apart.
Yeah, it became such a thing where Kathy Preston, our publisher at the time, called me in her office. She's like, "What was this about?" And I was like, "Oh, I was just playing a prank on the community." And she's like, "I don't know. They were getting a lot of hate mail for this." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of the point."
They are protesting outside.
Okay, I'm not dying to you guys after. Actually. Wait, I thought you healed me. There we go. Dan, I'm starting to think you set me up by seeing me here so soon.
Yeah, did I do that, Marcus? You know what? I always set you up for success. You always think that I'm doing something bad to you, but I always try to lead you in the right direction. Remember the shield, Marcus? Remember the shield and Marcus's little dagger that would have toothpick that would have taken 1,000 hits to kill a boss?
Yeah, who doesn't love the shield? Great faction. All three of them became world champions at a certain point.
Marcus, was that a shortcut you just opened?
I
love that-
I think, yeah. So
I
now
love that you're making. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Go ahead.
I love that you're making wrestling references, and I don't think anybody but me gets them.
Yes, I appreciate you for that. We need more of us. You
Yeah,
know,
I
I'm
try
trying to
to-
finagle Dan to go to a wrestling show one of these days.
Well, we'll go to the wrestling show after we get you some blazing wings, all right?
This will be
And,
one day.
Yeah.
One extraordinary day.
One hell of a day, all right? Replay Real Life is back, baby.
We can discuss whose suffering was worse afterwards.
It'll be mine. At least yours will go away. I have to live with the wrestling for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be sitting there for at least 2 hours. Yeah.
Oof.
How deep does your wrestling fandom go? Is it like do you just watch mainly WWE? Do you WWE, AEW? Are you familiar with the indies, death matches, Japan? Like,
In terms, so I grew up watching WWE. I was never really a WCW guy, but my brother was. Like I watched it off and on, like towards the tail end of the Hogan era, but I didn't really start watching it like week to week till like Attitude Era. And pretty much watched it religiously for years, and then watched TNA for a long time before the Hogan and Bischoff stuff started and kind of ruined it. And then in terms of indies, I never really follow like Ring of Honor or New Japan like religiously, but I'll watch matches that people talk about or gets a lot of buzz. I'll look it up, or same with like promos. So they're like people I follow just loosely before they got to like a bigger company.
Right.
And AEW I do follow regularly. I don't watch WWE as often. I only recently actually got cable, kind of, sort of for free. So now I'm kind of watching the weekly shows again. Before I was just watching the pay-per-views and then just looking up stuff on YouTube. But now I'm watching everything again. So, but yeah, primarily AEW and WWE with some stuff on the side.
okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Place seems abandoned.
Well, I mainly watch AEW, and then I'll go back and watch classic matches. Like the the oldies and the goodies and
Be a night sister.
things like that. But I actually worked for AEW for their first year.
Oh,
Yeah, I was on their video team.
okay.
Leave at once.
That's
I'm
awesome.
afraid I can't do that.
Not the best
perhaps
working
we could help
experience.
each other. See,
Oh, really?
easy.
It wasn't AEW's fault. It was technically a subcontract, but yeah, I worked there with there in the Atlanta office, and there was a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but a lot of good times.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we had interviewed Aubrey Edwards, referee, for a feature about a year ago, and she hopped on the Game Informer show around the same time. She's pretty awesome.
yeah, I never got to meet
Also,
Aubrey.
wow.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
good.
yeah, these guys.
I was actually really impressed there for a second, and then I was like, nah, it's gonna happen, and then it happened.
Yeah, we got killed by some dudes that I think a Mortal Kombat character just summoned.
That was a Night Sister, right?
Yes, according to her subtitle. She kind of looks like...
it's helpful subtitles.
I didn't know if it was a gender swap of Ermac, but...
Dathomir is such a cool name. Like, that's
It's
a
a
good
cool
band
planet.
name. Like, if you're
It
in a
is.
heavy metal band, yeah.
You think you
It's
get
so
away with
cool.
naming a child that?
You can, Marcus, if you want.
I mean,
Go for
I think
it.
You can get away with naming a child anything these days with names like
what?
Pilot Inspector.
Pilot Mr. Dathomir. Like, you have to start Dathomir, and then they have to have a really mundane last name to kind of like compliment it. So it's got to be like Dathomir Jones or something.
This is my daughter, Dathomir, Titanfall 3.
My son, please make Titanfall 3 respawn. Smith.
So there's something really cool you can find on this planet, Marcus.
Yeah, also, I kind of forgot how I got to there.
That's part of the game.
Okay.
That's part of the game. You know it,
So-
I know it.
I kind of stumbled upon it.
Blake Hester, who's a Game Informer writer, just a hell of a writer in general, also an incredible musician in heavy metal. A band called Ari or Ari, A-R-I. But look them up. He has some new stuff coming soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
He's been teasing us with tracks, and it's awesome. A-R-I.
Speaking of tracks, I'm actually about to release my first full track on Spotify, Apple Music, everything like that. It's going to be coming up soon. It's going to be called Slasher of My Heart, and it's very meta. And I don't think it's going to do well, except among a very, very, very niche audience.
You're really setting yourself up.
Yeah, this is like, I get it. This is like reverse marketing, right? It's like if I see.
I want to hear Jay-Z or Kanye West promote their next album like that. Like, yeah, it's probably not great.
So what would be more successful, that track, Slasher of the Heart, or the NFT of Dan's face?
Oh, probably the NFT.
I have not consented for my face to be NFT content at this time.
I could make the Dan's Face NFT the album cover, I suppose. We could double whammy it.
Can it be like a hologram to where like you can see like his mouth opening and closing as he bites into the hot dog, depending on how you turn the album?
No, that's an advanced NFT.
and if you buy the NFT, we'll bundle in one of those giant head signs that you could bring to WWE matches of Dan, so you get a physical good with it.
Dan, you got to make one
I don't
of those.
know.
I got a business. I just started a business.
Dan, when
It's
we
a
go
hit.
see a wrestling show, you got to bring that of your own head and hold it up.
I would too. I totally would. Like,
It has like one of those things at the bottom where you can make the mouth open and close around a hot dog.
Yeah. Or actually, Dan, since you're full of hot takes, you got to get on the trend of people bringing signs crapping on the RPGs for no reason. Like, have you seen that?
I mean, that tells you a lot about what they're there to see when they're just bringing in other content as the entertainment.
Yeah, that's been the thing of like you'll just see random signs at WWE and AEW and other shows where a guy will just say like, "Oh, Final Fantasy VII is overrated," and then somebody on a different show will fire back saying like, "Oh yeah, well Dragon Quest sucks." Like that's been a thing the last couple months. Yes.
Has it?
People have been screen capping it.
Oh, it really has. It really has been. Like,
It's pretty great.
There was one that said Final Fantasy VII was better than something. Our Final Fantasy VIII was better than something. I don't know what it was, but it was. Hold on. We got Final Fantasy VIII sucks is one of the signs that's been taken to a wrestling show. Final Fantasy VIII is underrated. Final Fantasy VIII is filth.
They're getting better.
Hot opinions on Final Fantasy VIII.
While they argue about Final Fantasy VIII, we stand Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy VI, still GOAT.
A lot of these are just dead accurate.
See, these are
so I
your
don't know.
people, Dan. This is the people you can meet at the wrestling show.
There's a sign that said Persona 5 sucks. Was one of the signs. Oh Lord.
See the fun we have in wrestling, Dan? You could be a part of that.
You have fun at wrestling talking about things that aren't wrestling. Yes, this is all starting to make sense.
Well, that wrestling's basically, it's like a JRPG. They're playing
Do you
roles.
take your Game Boy to the movies to play the Game Boy while you're watching the movie? Because it's like, you know, this is it's not, you're not selling me on the wrestling.
Have you not done that,
Yeah, in
Dan?
the dark.
Look at that. You see how I pushed that guy off the cliff, by the way? That was
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
cool.
watching. I'm watching you
nothing-
get shot.
Oh, I remember this part. This part's tough.
Watch this. I'm going to get this guy.
Yeah, these
he
two
thinks-
archers.
Okay, hold on. The cool thing is coming, I swear. Okay, yes.
Oh, here's one. The worst Fire Emblem game is better than the best Paper Mario.
That's so specific.
I agree with that. Yeah,
That
I agree
is
with that.
really specific. Wow.
Here's Localized Mother 3 is another one.
Classic.
Let's see here. There's let's see here. That's all that I'm seeing right
Dan,
now.
what would be your video game hot take that you would put on a sign to show?
I mean, it would have
to,
it would have to be really hot.
like Dark Souls 2 is underappreciated.
No, it'd have to be hotter. If I go on a wrestling show, we're gonna go big. We're gonna go
It is
real
going to
big.
be on TV probably. So.
Right. So we're gonna go way bigger than that. I don't know. Take some like. I'll just do like, you know, God of War 2018 is boring. How about that?
Oh!
Okay, that'll
Right? We're gonna go hot and heavy.
That'll do it.
Do you really think that?
No, I like that game. at the end.
I can feel Alex Stadnik like clenching his fists somewhere.
No, I liked it. I liked it. It's on PC now. Maybe I'll go back to it and play through it again. Yeah, I played it for Game Club back in the day. It is one of those games though where I think I would not have played through it if I wasn't like in the Game Club. But I'm glad I did play through it because it got, it got way better for me in the mid and end game segments.
Oh, Duke Faison has a good one for you. I don't have a gaming backlog. Holding that sign.
That's not controversial. That's a real thing. Live your life free, people. Don't have a backlog.
But
Live free.
I think everybody immediately calls BS.
Yeah, until they talk to me about it, then most of them come around and they're like, you know what? That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Have you played Horizon?
The first, yeah. I have.
Have you played ET on Atari 2600?
I have. As a matter of fact, it's also not the.
Maybe you don't have a backlog.
That game is not as bad as people think it is. I've played worse, and so I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
Ooh! Ah! Ooh! Okay, I'm not dead. He pushed me right out of there, though.
I have a very large gaming backlog. I have such a gaming backlog.
The concept of not having a backlog is not complicated, and it doesn't mean that you don't want to play any of those games ever. It just means the backlog to me always feels like an obligation. Like you have a list of things you have to do, like a checklist or a list of chores.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Whereas I just say like, live free and play whatever you want to play in the moment, and it's the right decision. Obviously, for things you actually have obligations to do, like reviewing a game or something like that, those are out of that. But I'm saying under normal gaming circumstances, play what you want to play, and if you ever feel like putting a game down, don't feel like you have to beat it under normal, just whatever. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Go play something you're having fun with.
That's the way I was with, oh gosh, what's that movie? Disco Elysium. Like, I was so excited to play that game. And then I started playing it, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Let me just finish up this little bit of dialogue real quick, and then we'll finish up. 40 minutes later, with one dialogue tree with literally 40 minutes with one person. And I'm just like, is there anything else to do in this game except talk to this lady? Like, come on.
The writing is so good, though.
Oh, no,
it
it's
really
good.
is a masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. There are some conversations that go on for a good while.
And then there was that one guy who was just like super. He was like the super like supremacist guy, and he just spoke so slowly. You are from the superior, and he just with that French accent, and he just everything he said was like, I'm like, okay, come on, get over with it, get it over with, and he's just like, you are coming from the weaker, it's it's like, come on, man, just
Sounds like Jabba.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he spoke English, it's Java.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. He's like that big,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
bulky,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind spending 40 minutes talking to Kuno. That kid's got it going on, and he lets you know.
Yeah, Chain from Chess is something interesting. I had a large backlog, but I stacked Game Pass on top of it. So I feel very differently about it. I love Game Pass. I use it all the time on PC, and it's just like, to me, it has like, Netflix-ized, the gaming experience. Like, if I log on there, I'm like, whatever, I'll just play whatever looks good today. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll finish playing through depending on how it is, or maybe I'll never pick it up again. But it's kind of like, looking at the vending machine, and just picking out something, It was like, that looks good, I'll play that today.
Yeah.
See what happens.
You can ask, signing up for Game Pass is basically subscribing to a backlog.
No, backlog
Yeah,
has
it
meaning.
is.
Are you gonna play through every game on Game Pass?
I
Because that
think
would be the
about it.
No.
A lot of those games are either good or like at least fascinating. We're like, what's that thing? I got to try that out.
A big portion of my backlog is just that I subscribe to Humble Bundle monthly.
Oh no.
And so it's just like, hey, here's one game that you're really gonna like, and here's 9 more that you're just gonna be like, I don't even know what this is. Like, yeah, I've subscribed to Humble Monthly since the beginning, and I've played maybe 8 of the games that I've been given on the monthly basis. So
This guy, I'm trying to get him in position so I can blow him off.
You're doing very well.
Oh, he's
Marcus.
doing
You're
like,
very well.
How does doing a flip dodge a force push? That doesn't even make sense. How do you?
You've got to beat him, because then you can
can't
open that
flip
chest.
past him.
Inside that chest is a poncho.
Oh, I really hope so.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
If you were
So here we
you
go.
were a Darth Maul type of character,
Okay.
You know, where you got the spiky hair and then you got all the tattoos. What colors would your
That's cool.
tattoos be? Because Maul is red and black.
Yeah.
And then
So would
this guy
I
is
be
yellow
red
and
also?
black.
Would I be
Oh, no,
red,
you
or
can
do I
pick.
get to pick?
You
I
can
get to pick my
yeah.
colors. Man,
Yeah.
that's challenging. Well, I want to be dark side. So,
Dark
but I also
side?
I don't know. Man, okay, hang on.
You
This
want
is
to
a challenging
stand out,
question.
right?
I do.
Oh, the crowd.
We got to
Maybe-
do paint for the ship.
Oh, congrats, Marcus.
Well, let's see what it is. Oh, it's
Ooh.
not bad. That's kind of cool. I don't know if it's better than
Let's-
Naboo.
Yeah, you know, I think we're gonna have to go with a classic color scheme, Reiner. So I think black and yellow would be pretty sweet, right? That's a wild
Really?
combo. Yeah,
It's like a
Everything-
bumblebee, though.
yeah, it's a little B-ish, but I'd thought like I'd get a blue lightsaber to complement that, maybe. No, purple.
Yeah, it's because every day,
Yeah, there you go.
everything Dan does, he do it big.
Crashed.
You gotta.
I'm sorry, everyone. I had to make that joke.
It was great.
How am I not blocking out? Okay, there we go.
That's right, Holly. And also, the Dan Jedi would never hurt any wolves. So there you go.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, what if your symbol was just the Wu-Tang logo repeated all over your body?
Wow, that's a heck of a Jedi look right there that
Then it
we're
lets everyone
crafting here.
It lets them all know that you're nothing to F with.
Do they need to know that when I'm already like a dark Jedi? I don't know if we need to.
It's an additional
Elaborate on
warning,
that.
Dan. You can never be too menacing.
Okay.
Okay, where? Okay, I'm up here. Doesn't like there's anything. This just takes me back.
Hey,
to the room.
Creator Gaming just put in a
Okay, this is
link
it.
to Blake's band. Check it out. They are so good.
All right, I'm gonna click on it.
I have no health
Not
stems.
now.
This isn't good.
Oh.
You're
oh
working.
boy. I don't
I
like
see
this.
there's dogs on this page.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's doggies.
Oh, I've just gotten word that Game Informer has been gifted a subscription to Team Louie on Twitch.
Look at that.
Now you're obligated. Now you're obligated to come watch.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be rating King Louie at the end of the stream, so you can head on over there and see what he's got going on right after this.
Yeah,
That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, so it's funny. I'm going through an exponential growth right now on Twitch, and it's probably gonna stop after this game is over that I'm playing. But I mean, obviously, I'm sure you guys are familiar with role playing. But we're doing this. There's a game called Eco that's it's like a video game disguised as a teaching. Or it's a teaching tool disguised as a video game. It's a bunch of players on an MMO server start off on this uninhabited planet, and it's just not terraformed. It's just like this just bare like woods and desert and everything. And then people stake claims all over the world. Like you actually start a civilization, and there's pollution, and there's you have to start an economy. You have to create laws. You actually have to create a government. And then there's pollution. Sea levels can rise. If you're not if you don't take control of things, they can really spiral out of control. And so it's like it's supposed to teach kids, how what they do takes effect on the world, basically. But a bunch of streamers decided, no, you know what? We're just gonna get a bunch of streamers together, and we're all gonna play characters in this world, and do it that way. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing, I think it's for 2 more weeks or so. It's basically a 24-hour loop. Nice job, by the way.
Oh,
I was hoping you didn't.
I like it.
notice.
I like it. That was good. Just getting that in there.
I was hoping everyone was paying attention to you. Nobody would notice.
There's basically a 24-hour content loop right now on Twitch of just different people that you can follow in this world. It started by these big streamers called The Late Shift, who are much more popular than I am. There's a guy by the name of Cream. There's Burke Black. There's Gassy Mexican, and Cletus Buford are like the main 4. But then there's a few other offshoots like the Haley Baby and Danatage and Cringer and Fist of the Walrus. But then there's little old me, who's kind of, I guess, a breakout character that is kind of doing well, and he makes music, and he released he did a song last night. there's a very crazy story going on where there's this rival between the Chive family and the Slasher family, and my character is this bumbling Englishman named Giles Davies.
What does he sound like? Give us a taste.
Oh, and he's like, oh, hello, Giles Davies, charmed, pleasure to meet you. Yes, Mr. Reiner, how are you doing today? Like, and so he's overtly friendly, and he set up shop next to the first guy that he met on the world.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry, it happened. There it is.
GG's.
Told you.
Now we got a double atomic creamsicle.
Oh, and now you got all new gameplay. Anyway, Louis,
That's why I sent you here. Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of overarching stories, like somebody's polluting the world on purpose. They're purposely dropping pollution into the water. They're cutting down giant redwood trees, and things like that, trying to actually actively pollute the world. And so there's this family called the Slashers, who are like basically a crime family, and there's this other family called the Chives that are like a restaurant family that they're all kind of also a cult, and so my character Giles is really smitten with the Haley Slasher of the Slasher family, and she kind of manipulated him and sort of tried to get him to move into her castle. And there was some very harsh language about like taking orders and things like that, and he turned them down, and then went to the police to the news. There's actually a news story in a news station in the game, and told the news that they were they were creating pollution and things like that. So now they're very angry with him, but he still is smitten with this girl. So last night he set up a secret meeting with her, which is where he sang the song "Slasher of My Heart" to her.
How'd that go over?
Well, I can play it if you wanted to.
No.
Right.
But she said it was a very nice song. She said it was a very nice song, and that
give us 20 seconds.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can do that. Hold on, because I have the whole song put together on my mixer here, but not just a segment. One moment.
Can you just sing it?
Could, but there's heavy effects on the chorus.
Fast travel.
Hold on. Let me just.
No, I cannot.
Let me get you a little clip.
Okay.
And I'll put the clip up here.
Yeah, we just want a sample. We got a double-bladed saber. How does it feel, Marcus?
It's a little slower, but
it plays completely different.
Yeah,
but
it
it's a totally new moveset. I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I remember it's kind of a different strategy. You do have to change between the two depending on who you're facing, but for these guys, it's a lot more defensive. It's kind of like having a shield, you could say.
Yeah. In the next game, they could do double-bladed. They don't have that, right? Or two blades, right?
Oh, like dual? I don't think you can dual wield in this game, though.
Is that dual wielding? That's what I'm looking for, like Ahsoka, right? So
yeah.
You can have different stances with that.
They should give me that umbrella lightsaber from Star Wars Visions, that first episode. I want that.
Yeah.
They should just let me play as General Grievous, because that would really get me in.
Yeah.
That does it for me.
How does he not have a Disney Plus show yet?
I don't need 1 or 2 lightsabers. I need like 8. Okay, that puts me on where I need to be.
Yeah, I want the Disney Plus show where he's murdering all the Jedis to collect his lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned the story of how he got each one. That'd be great.
I'd watch that. It'd be awesome.
I would too. Hey, did you see that fake or leaked trailer for Knights of Ren?
They were talking about that in chat earlier. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I only saw the thumbnail of it. I haven't looked at it.
If it's fake, I don't know why someone spent all the time on that.
I mean,
like just to troll the world, I guess.
Is that supposed to be a movie or a TV show?
TV show.
Haha, look at that. All right.
All right,
that'd be great because the movie did them dirty.
Really? Right. I mean, like those are the
they were
things
non-existent. So yeah.
J.J. Abrams had to fix. Yeah.
They introduced them to, hey, these guys are cool, and then they got beat in the first real fight that they had.
All right. I have about 45 seconds of the song, if that's okay.
That's too much, man.
Are we really going to split hairs about 20 to 45? All right.
I'm down for whatever. I say play it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. Your potential beyond your family. What? What just happened? I don't know what just happened. It only exported one of the tracks. What the heck?
That's all you got, man.
That's all we got.
Wait, was that not the song or?
What? That was just, that was like one track.
Really in the mood for a slow and painful death. You think
Hold on.
It was wonderful.
that was just the harmony track. Hold on.
Hey, while you're doing that, we're gonna, since we got what we came for, we'll come back here eventually, but I want to go see some Wookiees.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go to
okay.
Kashyyyk. Anybody
Yeah.
watching Book of Boba Fett?
Yes,
I'm
all caught up.
I'm gonna
want
catch
to.
up this weekend. I hope.
It's wonderful. I love it so much. I think I like it more than Mando.
Wow.
What?
Really?
What?
I don't know if I'm there yet. I need to see more of it, but I am enjoying it.
I love the crime setup. It's such a cool idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Mando's great. I love Mando, and obviously Grogu. You can't top Grogu, but or that last episode of Mando. But boy, I'm invested with the Hutts and all this stuff. I think it's so cool. And the gift. Oh, I won't spoil anything, but I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Okay. All right. I gotta catch up on this thing.
Yeah, I almost spoiled something, but I just my mind's blown where they're going with something.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. It's funny because as a kid, so I didn't watch Star Wars until I was teenager, like I think it was 18 or 19 whenever I first saw it. And everyone was telling me about how cool Boba Fett was, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see Boba Fett. And then I watch the movie, and it's just like he just kind of flies at Luke Skywalker, and then Luke Skywalker slashes him, and he falls into the Sarlacc pit. And I'm just like, this is the guy that everyone loves so much. What the heck is this? And then I spent years being like, Boba Fett's trash, and he's this, and he's that, and then in one scene in Mandalorian, I'm just like, Boba Fett is awesome.
Yeah, like Mandalorian justified years of like unearned coolness for Boba Fett, because yes, I've heard that the expanded stuff in the novels, they make him awesome, but it's like I don't want to have to read a bunch of books to see how cool this guy is, because the one time because I always used to kind of turn my nose up to Boba Fett too. I'm like, yeah, he looks cool, but he doesn't do anything in those movies.
All you have to do is look, Marcus. Oh my gosh! All right,
Hold on,
whatever.
we got some story here.
Wookiees have been enslaved or displaced.
Look at that tree.
Mana Tree, yeah, Final Fantasy.
That was a close one, kid. Aren't you supposed to be watching the monitors?
Guerrilla fighters. Wookiees and
I've never
off-roaders
flown a
are pushing
plane
the Imperial
before.
Convoy.
Walkers approaching their position.
Tarful could be with them.
Awful could be.
We're going to
It's
Kashyyyk.
one of the
There's lots
coolest.
Deep in the ground, like we're
Coolest
gonna
parts
be
of the game
if we
right
get
here.
caught up in that battle
How
down
good is
there.
Deborah
We don't
Wilson
have
in
any
this
other
game, by the way?
options, and
Oh, she's great.
we'll die without our help.
This is the game that gave her
So
all
what's
that
your
work
plan?
now. She's like in every other game now, it seems.
Sabotage.
Oh, nice.
We used to scrap walkers. and
The
rock
Amanda
them.
Waller in
I'm just
Suicide
jacking
Squad.
Get a load of the kid. He thinks we're back in the Clone Wars.
Captain, get us near those walkers.
Wait, what?
Listen, those walkers double as troop transport, so once you get inside, be careful.
For no freeze grease to work his magic.
Hey, do me a favor. Stay alive down there.
I'll add it to the
No
plan.
promises. You're asking the wrong person.
Marcus on the sticks. Nope.
Right, if you're jumping, you better do it now, kid.
You ready for a swim, BD?
Wouldn't it be great if like his poncho opened up like a parachute and that's how he landed?
Not really, but I mean, at least it would justify the poncho. Yeah.
Just like a cartoon.
This is the first clip I saw of the game.
Oh.
It was probably about 80% complete.
Rub it in, Reiner.
And this is what I wrote about in the cover story, yeah.
You ready to do this?
All right, swimming. Everyone's favorite video game mechanic. Oh, no, that's not good.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Marcus? Should we just take swimming and water levels out of games? What do you think?
I mean, this is fine 'cause you're not going under. If you're just basically walking on like this, then sure.
Yeah. So we're not going to count like faux water, right? So like it's an underwater level, but they don't change any movement.
Yeah,
We're
like
talking about
like
real
a
water
Sonic the
levels.
Hedgehog level,
Yeah.
Which honestly, I think Sonic the Hedgehog, the old ones, have one of the best underwater levels. Like everyone always talks about the anxiety-inducing timer when he's drowning, which is very effective, maybe a little too effective. But I've always thought the levels themselves control pretty good for having underwater physics.
Now, how do we get on top?
I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I'd be curious to see what anyone other's thoughts. But I feel like
How cool is this? Look at this.
It's pretty cool.
You got to get up on that.
yeah, I tried.
that.
I thought so, and he didn't grab it immediately, so I was wondering if I was supposed to or not. Let me try again. Oh, there we go. I think I just missed the prompt. There we go. It's like Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay. Now where?
Yeah. Also, how long would this walker have had to have been stationary to accumulate this much, foliage and whatnot?
What?
Is it like
Landed in the
camouflage?
swamp, right? Yeah, it landed in the swamp, so it probably picked it up. I'm
What?
buying it.
Yeah, I thought it had been here for a while, like just sitting in the swamp.
No,
and
no,
they only
no.
had to
They-
activate it.
They drop them in, and then the legs uncurl, and yeah.
Ah.
TMNT for NES ruined a lot of things.
It's not that bad. The water level you just had to memorize. There are worse levels. Battletoads speeder bikes is way worse.
What's our take on like Mario swimming levels?
Well,
Like in Super Mario World, I don't
Yeah.
mind them. They can be tough, especially the like angry fish that basically follows you around. I hate that guy.
I don't think they're as good as the regular levels, but I think those games did need something else to like kind of break things up, and they do a pretty good job of being like a occasional diversion. But I do not like the whole like underwater gameplay element of it.
Yeah, how
also-
do I loop around?
Yeah, Kratos says the next issue of Gold is the one we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It is a good one, yeah.
All right, here we go. Like it looks like it's got a little beard. Isn't that cute?
Thanks,
It's
BD.
like an elderly AT-AT.
Yeah. It's like Lord
Yeah,
of
like
the
a
Rings.
beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
The
said.
Gandalf of AT-ATs.
This is like Last March of the Ents, but like with a mech.
Climb to the top.
This AT-AT has seen a lot of action.
Yeah.
It's wise. Can I put? Oh,
Probably
I wanted to
spiceful
kill
with
him.
the observation. If Mario's swimming, he's probably a bad plumber. That's good.
I like that, Reiner.
Well,
That wasn't me. That was Holly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Holly, for that one. All right, what are we? It's a speeder bike. I want that.
Oh
So
yeah,
if-
this is the first time you've got to see the interior of an AT-AT.
Oh wow, I guess it would be.
Yep, you've seen the cockpit, but this is showing
Yeah.
the innards.
Wait, what are you doing? Oh, okay, I'm supposed to move. I thought he was gonna like drive it out of there.
I like to subscribe to the theory that big chamber that Darth Vader sort of lives in episode 5 and 6. It's just a big VR speed racer simulator, so he can relive his days back on
Yeah,
Tatooine.
he's just pod racing. Yeah.
Pod racing. I'm sorry, I said speed racer.
Man.
He's pod racing.
That'd be cool if he still had a pod racer, but it was like Empire, like he had like an all black evil pod racer when he's on like when he has to explore on the ground. That'd be great.
Hey, Louis, what the heck is that? Is that a dog or a cat? What the hell? A ferret? What is that thing?
It's a cat. This is Pepper. She's probably cold, so she's coming up to lie on me so she can get warm. Oh, and she's pushing buttons like she likes to do.
Oh, you saw that? Look at that.
It's their third or fourth time coming to visit today, so. But no, I have the song ready for whenever you guys are ready.
Let's wait until after this sequence here.
Absolutely.
Look
So let me
at
know.
that. You know, a buddy of mine was showing me how to use a bow staff recently because he's trained in it. So he was showing me some basically like how to spin it around without killing yourself.
Is your friend Napoleon Dynamite? Did this occur on I mean, come on.
No, I was helping him move, and as we were moving stuff, I saw he had a bow staff, and I'm like, "Is that what I think it is?" And he's like, "Yeah, I used to stuff a few years ago. I still remember some stuff." And then he proceeded to give me a demonstration, and then he showed me some like basics. And he's
You
like,
know,
"Hey,"
bow staff skills.
yeah, he offered. He's like, "Hey, if you ever want to just borrow it and just mess around with it, you let me know."
Actually works.
Fair.
Okay.
I haven't taken him up
yeah.
on it yet.
You should. I want to see. We got to have Marcus replay. Marcus Masters the Bow Staff, episode 1.
I mean,
I know
Donatello has always been my favorite Ninja Turtle, so it is something of a dream of mine to get good with a bow staff.
I mean, I'm into it. All that juice and chats. The sequel for this is going to be so sick.
Also, look at what I'm doing right now. I'm piloting.
If there is one, yeah, it'd be amazing.
Piloting this AT-AT. This is pretty cool in first person.
Amazing.
I don't know what
Look at
BB1's doing over there.
BB, yeah.
BB's really excited about this.
Yeah, he was like kicking around and stuff. I'm just gonna march forward. You're gonna have to get out the way.
It's like, oh no, my big brothers.
So I have the bearded one, right? The elder?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes it even cooler.
You've got like the ancient eldritch AT-AT coming in.
Who are you?
Oh, hello, familiar face.
Who are you?
Someone making the Empire angry.
Got to be a award winner.
We're advancing on
I
the
remember you
Empire.
from that movie. You were in it for like 5 minutes.
That's right, he does have a bigger impact in this game than he does in that movie.
Yeah. Hey, Forrest, where's that tentacle beast thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, what's the deal with the tentacle?
Did they actually get Forrest for this game, or was that like a
Yeah.
sound alike?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they
that
did?
was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like the fan theory that this was before Rogue One came out, but there was a fan theory that the
Gotta take them out.
entire cast of the movie was going to eventually end up becoming the Knights of Ren. I was like, oh, that's a neat little tie-in, and there was some pretty solid evidence to point towards it, but yeah, but it didn't come to
Just keep
fruition,
coming.
obviously.
Yeah. I too remember when the Knights of Ren were pretty cool.
I mean, they were always pretty cool. They just were non-existent. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, check out that trailer, and you'll be like, I would watch that show.
The Knights of Ren are this generation's Boba Fett.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a team of Boba Fett's. I was so excited for them because they built them up and conceptually they're so cool. And that was one of the many reasons I was just so upset with Rise of Skywalker. I was like, how do you blow this?
Well, if I just have a feeling like, and I don't want to be one of those guys who's like Rian Johnson, but I think that J.J. Abrams was like trying to set them up to be really cool, and then Rian Johnson was like, yeah, you know what we need? Just a Rose storyline. We just need to throw the 85 minutes of Rose in there with Finn, and it's all exposition that means nothing ultimately to the end of the film.
Marcus!
I didn't do anything.
Brace yourself, BD.
We're good. Should have wore your seatbelt, dude, but
I was gonna say, you should know that you're supposed to go limp. You don't brace. You brace your
Respawn,
arm.
by the way, right there. Jaw dropping. Just this huge set piece.
yeah, that's
How
a
cool.
fantastic sequence. All right. Sorry, old
They-
buddy.
They did channel a lot of great Star Wars vibes into this one.
All right? No, we are not doing that again.
You just wrecked a perfectly good walker. Got a name?
Cal Kestis,
Saw Gerrera. What are you doing on Kashyyyk?
looking for somebody. What are you doing here?
My companions and I came to Kashyyyk to disrupt Imperial supply lines.
They can't hear you, dude.
It's okay. He's just gonna feed everybody to the tentacle beast, so it doesn't matter.
Who are you looking for?
A Wookiee chieftain named Tarful.
Tarful is impossible to find. There's a reason he's evaded the
Is his
Empire for
armor
this
cool?
long.
He's a freedom fighter?
He's the
No.
freedom fighter.
I think he really wants people to think that it's cool.
Striking at the Empire for
It looks
Saturday.
incomplete.
Seer? Grease?
I don't know if I like the way his cape is
How you doing?
arranged there
What do you
either.
want with Tarful?
Yeah, he didn't get he didn't get the battle pass in Halo, so he doesn't have the cool little add-ons.
Gotta play some more Slayer matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
This pad supports an Imperial
I'm still
refinery
working
that
towards
runs
that
on Wookiee slave
stupid
labor.
samurai armor.
Intel suggests that some of the
Oh, it's
You'll
gone.
get there someday.
Imperial fighters.
I should
Oh,
help.
yeah, I
We'll bring
think
it
it's
back.
gone
We'll
now,
bring
right?
it back, Reiner. Don't worry. We'll bring it
Yeah,
back.
one more time in February, and then it's gone.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute.
I make the excuse of saying that I'm too good for it. I'm like, oh, I'm the player with the vanilla outfit, but is actually secretly better than everyone.
Stay here and
You're the only one out there wearing that.
distress calls.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Dan.
My lieutenant
Yo.
and I will scout ahead.
Well, I'll wait until after this cutscene.
Join us when you're ready. Go, go.
So you see the pilot there. He has 4 hands, 4 arms.
Yeah.
Glad you're all right.
Yeah, good to see you too. This place is a dump.
I
Is
do see
gonna
that.
Go somewhere? Or?
I do.
Yeah, I'm waiting until they're done talking.
Okay.
My ocular skills are working today.
Oh wait, what? I have a choice here. Saw's plan. I don't.
What do you think of Saul's plan?
Oh, okay.
He's
Oh,
fighting
look,
with
look,
me.
look what he's.
Oh no!
Wookiees is his only goal.
Why?
Trustworthy.
He might prove to be,
Well, good thing he's wearing his
there's more going on.
lightsaber retardant jacket.
And don't forget the Empire fights dirty. Watch your
His
tail
his
on
other
fire.
2 arms saved him.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Anti lightsaber suit.
When you want to go, let me know. I'll be right here.
He's not moving for anything. He's going to be right there.
Go to the bathroom? What are you talking about?
He also kind of has the posture of my aunt.
He's going to be right there. No
All right,
matter
so-
what you do, I'll be right here.
All right, here are the weird looking Wookiees in this game. Their fur bothers me because it looks like seaweed.
She's in no condition to fight.
Am I the only
Looks
one that
fine.
thinks that? I don't know.
You're
It
right.
looks too wet to
There's no
me.
time. Stay strong.
I think they
until we
look-
get back.
I think
Yeah.
these are authentic Wookiees.
Yeah, do you think Chewbacca is like a really well manicured version? Like he's always shampooing and stuff? And
I
this
think
is kinda
they're
like-
yeah.
Do you think Han scrubs them down, or he does it
I
himself? You think he washes Chewie like a dog, like puts him in a big
Trims
tub?
the bit.
Close the refinery.
All right,
Well,
Chewie,
I see what
let's
you're
go
saying
ahead.
now, but like only because you mentioned it.
Yeah, see, you know, shot.
If you never would have mentioned it, I would have thought that this was a period piece with authentic Wookiees to the time period. But now I can't see. Now I see seaweed Wookiees. Thank you.
That should be like a species of them that live underwater, like sea Wookiees.
Oh, don't give him any ideas.
Dan, the question,
Yeah.
you have 4 arms.
Okay.
What do you do? Like, how do you enhance your life with 4 arms?
You pilot a
give me an
ship.
example. Well, give me an example of something you actually do in our world, not Star Wars.
Matching glove.
Man, I would have to think, but you could, assuming you were as dexterous with 4 as you are with 2.
Yeah, like your brain would be able to use them all.
Right. That's the thing. You probably wouldn't have enough brain. Like I was gonna say, like you can't like do one thing. Like if you're writing something, you're probably not gonna be able to manipulate it. Play a game and write at the same time. Oh man, yeah, we're the dream, right? But you wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, you still need 2 monitors.
Oh.
It wouldn't make it. It wouldn't really
But
be easier.
it could be like, you know, in a band, like, you know, you have people that are drumming and playing guitar at the
Certainly.
same time, one person marching band. You could maybe be like folding laundry and eating a hot dog at the same time.
Would you? I don't want to mix those worlds because there's a
Imagine
recipe
all
for
the ketchup
disaster right
bottles you
there.
could hold with those hands.
I think it would come in handy if you're cooking.
Just checking on you.
Wait.
Oh,
Probably
big
be-
time.
Be a world-class chef with 4 arms.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
Hold
You have
on.
multiple dishes going at once.
Yeah, good for cleaning dishes and carrying things. Like I'm trying to think outside of
Oh, psh.
the obvious impact. You'd have a couple extra arms to help you if you fell. You know, like Marcus could have used him there.
He's really struggling here.
Sorry, I know I have to bring. I scanned that thing. I know I got to
Give the-
bring that thing down. I just don't know how to do it.
You could give people the finger 4 times.
I mean,
Yeah.
You really want that emphasis, right?
You know, and before you do it, you should get 2 pairs of fingerless gloves to really make you look like a tough guy.
It's like a technician's bench.
You can give the middle finger while the other 2 hands are just doing this thing.
Yep.
Oh wow,
That's super menacing.
that's like Stone Cold Steve Austin if he was like on steroids, basically. Like,
You could cosplay a Machamp. You know, that's the dream right there. Nobody's ever been able to do it till now. Not
I
really.
need to look that up. I would like to see a cosplay of a Machamp just to see 2 limp arms on someone's sides.
So
Holly, you
dude-
could. You,
oh, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Dan.
I was gonna
jump.
come in on Holly's thing. Like, you could play a fighting game against yourself, but like, what would that do to your brain?
Yeah, it'd
That'd be good
Like,
training.
you would know what you were. You know, the right hand would know what the left hand was doing.
Yeah, it's like playing chess with yourself, you know?
Yeah.
well, it could be one of those things where like some people are better with their right hand than they are their left hand. Maybe,
Yeah.
oh, this set of hands is better than this set of hands. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
training.
what happens with writing? Like, do you have a dominant hand when you have 4
Which
hands?
current can you conduct?
Maybe one's good at cursive.
Well, with this transformer, I think you can
That's a useful skill that we'll never use again. Wasn't that great to get to learn how to do?
I know, right?
So funny story about Machamp though is that so we had this friend of mine had a his wife's his wife's younger brother, and I'm gonna say younger brother, I'm talking about like 11, 12, something like that, was sort of really obnoxious, and they just he was not well, for the lack of it, he was kind of rambunctious, and so he was really into games, and so when he was about 11 or 12, I kept telling him about how Machamp was the best Pokemon and how nobody could possibly beat Machamp, and all these things about how Machamp was secretly the final boss in Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I'm just like, yeah, there's a secret ending where you have to fight Machamp and you can't ever beat the game because Machamp is unbeatable, and all this stuff. And apparently he went to school and told kids about this stuff. And he got me, and people picked on him because he
lied to them.
This got dark.
He lied to them.
But that's been a running gag for years. You know, he's, gosh, like 20 now or something like that, and they got him a Machamp action figure for Christmas.
So the real question here now is, has he gotten you back?
I mean,
And
I
if
don't
he
know.
hasn't, you should lose sleep over that.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know.
Playing the long game.
Well, he's
yeah,
playing the real long game. He's gonna get on his eco server as like a British gentleman and screw everything up.
To be fair, I guess this was me getting him back as non-harmfully as I possibly could at the time, because he was 4 handfuls. He would have required 4 hands to really handle him when he was that age. So
All right.
yeah. So it was sort of that was sort of us doing our thing to him. I remember I had such trouble with this part.
Hey, did you get your song queued up?
Yep, I'm ready. I just was waiting for the cue. Just let me know.
Why isn't he
Yeah,
doing
let's.
that?
This is this is gonna take Marcus at least a good 10
Yeah,
minutes.
we're gonna see
How
this
is he
thing go
missing
like
that?
back and forth 100 times. So let's hear. This is Louis Benson's rap or song.
Yes.
Slasher
so,
of the Heart.
Slasher of my heart.
Slasher of Louis's heart.
So just a little bit of backstory before I play this. This is the chorus in the second verse, and it's about how he's in love with this girl who's part of this crime family, and he thinks that she's not to blame for it. So he's kind of pouring his heart out to her, and so that's what this song's about. So let me go ahead and hit it. Ready? Thank you, Haley, for showing me the true world. You're the lights deep down into the dark. Every moment that we share together, picked up my eyes, show you in and out the slasher of life.
Don't admonish you, I know your brother's to blame. And 60 seconds makes him think he's player 1 of the game. I would've told you sooner, but I didn't want to provoke. And holding it down deep inside made me feel so sick I could choke. You know how it feels to suffocate on your own breath? And this aching in my chest had me begging to meet death. I know you can't relate, you're used to winning the race, but you're the bad guys and your brother's gone and made...
Made you the face was that last line.
Okay.
How long? I mean, you're playing the game and you just stop playing and then you just go record. You're writing. Well, walk me through the process. That's ambitious.
Yes. So basically, I have a beat set up. It's called Lonely World. It's a free beat that I got from a website, and for me, it's a lot easier to riff singing than it is to riff rapping, because rapping kind of has to rhyme, or singing doesn't necessarily have to. And so I think about what I want to say, and I know the exact melody that I have to go by. So it usually starts out with, "This song is dedicated to na 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 na," you know, and then the next line is it's the exact same melody. So all I got to do is think of another line. And it takes me about 15 minutes to record it and export it, because I already have all the effects ready. I already have all the effects ready. All I have to do is record on the track. So it's real simple to just record new lyrics and put them on there, and then export them, throw them on the Go XLR. So all I got to do is press the button. Now for that one last night, I ended up right before I went live on Twitch. I thought I should record like a different song for her, like a ballad almost. And so I did that, and so I went live And it took me about an hour and a half to record the first verse and the chorus. And then, you know, I didn't get to see her by the time there was the server maintenance, which was a 30-minute server maintenance.
Unfortunate.
I didn't get a chance to see her before then. So during that 30-minute period, I wrote the second verse. And,
okay.
And
it worked out for you then.
Yeah, I wrote the second verse and finished the song. I'm like, I have a full track here. This is a 3-minute track. And so I went and played it for her. And I went back and watched her perspective of it. And she was cracking up because she's like, how is this so good? Like,
yeah.
And so I was like, I have the ability. I'm going to release this song. The song's going to be an actual release. And
I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed. Hey, can I put you on the spot?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to plant. Let's have it be a rap, just a line of a rap or a couple lines of Dan Tack and hot dogs.
Don't do it.
Oh gosh.
I like this idea.
I mean, I could
I
write
do too,
it.
Marcus.
I'm not a freestyler though. Is the problem? Like
okay.
As I was saying, I think too hard about what's gonna rhyme. So like if I'm sitting here trying to rap, I'll be like, Dan Tax, going to get some hot dogs, and like I'll sit there and I'll ponder on it.
You could work if you work in the uhs, then it could work. Like maybe if you could to the beat. Then,
yeah, this is the makings of a great track here. Yeah,
and then Dan can do he can respond with like a diss track, and you guys can have like a rap beef.
That's
could happen.
That's one of the things that I've worked into my character on Giles on Eco is that he has when he gets flustered, he has not necessarily a stutter, but he does one of those things where he's like, I think you can't like he does that sort of thing, and so this is one of his character traits. Is he's like, I don't like the implications. Like he gets a little flustered.
You know, if you can figure out those lyrics, I can mint it as an NFT in the voice of Troy. In the voice of Troy Baker.
It all comes back to NFTs.
It's a good joke.
Oh,
I am looking forward to the glory of the Dan Tack hot dog track for sure.
He's already thinking about his response. Like Dan's gonna pull out his notebook. He's gonna go full Nas.
I'm gonna get on Eco and I'm gonna be like, "Hello, mate. I'm here to talk about hot dogs today. How about you?"
They call me Young Cockney.
We're gonna go play some footy and get a few hot dogs.
Dan, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's something.
Hey, you could be an orc in those Mordor games.
Ooh.
Hello, Ranger.
Like that's the only way I can do a Cockney. Is like that's like my trigger is thinking of those like, "Oi, Ranger! You stabbed the eye out."
Now I'm gonna tear your heart out.
They called me, Mr. Firebelly or whatever, because you birthed me. Because like who's shooting?
No. If you're available, there's actually tonight is going to be. I think it's tonight. Is going to be the presidential debate on the Eco server. And
the presidential debate. Do we have to have another one? Really?
Well, and the funny thing is, there's actually a guy who's sort of playing a Trump character. So
I mean, you got to have one now, right?
Yeah, and the thing is I think that I think my character would actually win. I think the server is going to actually end up memeing this guy into the presidency, because like everybody who's met him.
I thought we did that already.
But it only lasts. So like whatever happens on the server though, it goes away in like 30 days. It's got a 30-day timer, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So like basically the server. So it's basically it's set up content where you can pretty much stream it for like 30 hours. Like right now, I'm just taking a look, and I don't know the full number, but I'm taking a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that you could be watching right now who are on the server.
And when the server goes away, does everybody like re-roll new personalities for the next server? Is that how it works?
Well, I think it's a once a year thing.
Once a year thing. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So like they did it once last year. There were some problems, so they ended it early, and then this year they sort of they reinstated they started to do it again with new rules to kind of get through how get through some of the problems they had last year.
So we got about a half hour left, and yeah, if you have any questions for us, let us know. Marcus is tearing up these speeder bike pilots.
Marcus is doing a great job.
Thank you.
Now's the time to have the people I paid to be here throw me some softballs.
Nice job.
Oh, that's a good idea. See it in the audience.
Whoa, look at this guy.
I'm looking at him. Oh, I remember. This is cool.
Oh wow, he literally gave me. I've waited my whole life for this moment.
He's force sensitive. He's ready to rock.
I got a double bladed too. Watch this. Hold on. Let me whip it out, dude.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Hey, careful, Marcus.
Let me-
Here.
There we go. I'm trying to show you mine.
We warned you about this.
We've got a really hard question from chat, but I'm going to let Marcus struggle here for a second.
Struggle. Look at this.
All right, yeah, Marcus has got it.
Look at this.
Here's a really tough question in chat from Crater Gaming. Are video games good? I'm gonna have to get controversial with this one and say yes.
That's a real.
But I don't know what the
video
rest of the
game
panel will
hard
think.
Question right there.
Well, I think.
Let me think.
Hold on. Let me.
You missed him.
You know what's funny? Like, if I think about all the games I've played in my lifetime, where would it fall on the good-bad meter? Where would I be at? Would it be like in the middle? Am I leaning more to the good? Or if I played so many stinkers on like NES and Amiga and Atari back in the day that it's leaning more? I don't know. Yes, they are good when they're good. You know, there are classics, there are masterpieces, but I wonder in my lifetime where I would fall.
But doesn't the good always outweigh the like? You forget about the stinkers, right? Until somebody brings them up
you
again.
stop playing them, but
Yeah.
boy, I've played so many. And us sometimes we don't have a choice.
Yeah,
we got to
that
review them.
is so true. But as chat mentioned, like I don't think we get nearly as many stinkers. Like the stuff
Not
that falls
anymore,
into our hands
yeah.
for review is generally a lot higher quality than the NES and Atari era.
Kind of
Clearly-
the advent of AAA, right? Where we had
Yeah.
the tiers, AA, but back in the day, it was just like, you're looking at pictures on the back of a box and how many megs it is.
That is how you made the choice. That is how the choices were made.
Yeah.
This game's only 800 kilobytes. We
We have a much hotter question from chat. Maybe I'll take this one. We should take this one to the
Think
panel.
that through.
This one's from Mizuno. Do we think E3 is actually ever going to come back?
As it was.
I mean,
I don't think
that
so.
wasn't
I think,
specified.
I think this was their chance, and I think it's done. That's my 2 cents. I think they had their shot this year, and it's not happening.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Or at least, I mean, I guess they haven't technically confirmed that the online thing is happening. It seemed inferred that they were just going to do what they did last year, but yeah, as an in-person thing, yeah, I'm not.
I don't even know if they're. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
I
if
would
I'm
not assume
convinced-
anything.
I'm not convinced their digital thing is going to be anything.
No, you're not wrong. There is a chance that could go. Wait, was that all that's over here? Is just the save point?
I mean, it's super valuable.
It's kind of
That's a
weird
really good thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird save point. 'Cause that means I got to keep doing that little thing every time.
Like, are you
but
kidding me? I mean, that's a great checkpoint. That thing every time is to get you prepared for what's to come.
These
all right?
guys are also here too. I got to do that and then deal with these guys over and over.
Well, thanks, Doug Fresh, for tuning in. Great to have you here.
This.
Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.
Oh, you said that double
You know?
block? That guy. Okay, I'm done.
All right, Marcus. I have the. You've got a lot of very wrong food opinions.
Wait, he's back?
So. Yeah, he's back. He's
thought
not a
he-
boss.
I kind of thought he was a little bit like a mini boss.
I'm going to ask you the most important question that I've ever asked you.
Okay.
Do you dip your fries in the shake?
No,
In the Frosty?
not at all. Not about that.
You're the worst. It's confirmed. You're the worst.
That's the worst? To me, that's kind of gross.
That's the worst. That's
Have
kind
you
of
ever done
gross.
it?
Get out of here.
I don't want like a hot, salty fry in my cold, sweet chocolate
Oh
thing.
my- Have you
It's-
heard of
have you ever done
contrast?
it?
No, I think I've tried it once. I know that's a thing. and I didn't like it, and I was confused that that was a thing that people were into. But
Marcus continues.
so wait,
to
how
confuse
is
the hell out
that
of me.
okay and normal, but ketchup on a hot dog is like this
Because
abomination?
ketchup sucks. Because ketchup sucks. And this, you're combining two good things.
Well,
I mean,
Very
two
simple,
good things
Marcus.
doesn't mean they go together. Like pizza and ice cream goes together. I'm not gonna dip my pizza in my ice cream.
Level head, I have done that and it is good, but I don't do that nearly as often as the fries and Frosty must go together.
They must.
Must. Like an absolute necessity.
Do you just like dredge them in your shake?
You just dip.
Yes.
Like you're just
And,
shoving them right in there, just coating them totally in Frosty?
Pour it over.
Nah, you don't put it all the way in. You just, you get a little scoop on the end.
So would
You know,
you eat
kinda
ice
like
cream and put French fries on it?
It's kind of like a French fry spoon.
Yeah, you dip them in. I didn't say you coated them, Marcus.
I mean, I
You
don't know what the
just dunk them
difference
in
is.
Yeah, well, because so obviously you're saying, so would you put a whole hot dog in a ketchup bottle and drink it? It's not the same thing.
Well, you would choke on that. That'd be a problem. I'm just.
I have to say I really enjoy being here because usually whenever I'm in a place, I'm used to being the one that's the most hated. So it's.
Oh no, it's all friendly fun here. Speaking of friendly fun, yeah, we have Team Louie with us today. I saw Doug Fresh asking about our special guest. We're gonna raid him right after this. If you want to follow him on Twitch.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
he's gonna. What voice are you gonna be using?
Giles Davies, hello, charmed to meet you.
Yeah,
He's very. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're gonna get that when we transition over, and you'll be watching him play Eco.
Yeah, he's playing like
Echo.
Eco.
It's ECO,
RP.
I assume, right?
Yeah.
Not.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Yes. Yeah.
the other Eco.
There's.
I remember that game.
So tonight's the presidential debate. It happens at midnight CST, and so that's Giles is running for president. He's a very literal man. There were people who've been putting up signs all over town that say "Horum Eunt Domus," which basically is trying to threaten the Chive family, saying "Chives get out." But it literally translates to "Leaks go to the house."
Stay up there.
No, you were supposed to vote for the one family.
But it literally translates to "Chives go to the house." So rather than actually fix the signs, he put up his own sign next to it that says, "If you're going to properly insult the Chive family, the correct word for chive in Latin is allium and not porum." Then I signed it, "Your friend Giles." And so he's a very literal man, Giles is. And Mr. Chive saw it and says, "This has the slasher's name all over it." And I said, "Well, it says, Porum Eunt Domus. It doesn't say slasher anywhere on it."
Wait.
Tune in for the debate.
yeah, that's fascinating. RP stuff has been really cool, and this is an interesting take on it.
We're gonna do some of that, right, Dan?
I certainly hope not.
We have a debate about ketchup and hot dogs versus Frosty and fries.
I mean, Marcus, you have no idea. Like, I thought at least you'd get that one. Like, I was really throwing you a softball, trying to bring you back into the fold.
How is that like a
there.
given to you? That's kind of.
You're the first person I met that doesn't like dip fries and Frosties, ever.
Yeah. I think he's right.
Really?
Marcus.
Is that your thing too, Ryder?
Yeah.
You like?
Yeah, I think that's weird, man.
Oh, well, how about this? This reminded me. So just last night, I bought a new cereal. Of course, we've had many cereal discussions on replay.
Here we go.
And I kid you not, Dan, I don't know if you've seen this, but Wendy's has their own Frosty flavored cereal. Like, it's basically Cocoa Puffs with marshmallows, but it's chocolate Frosty flavored cereal.
Where did you get this?
Walmart.
Put a poll up.
And it's
wanna see that.
actually really good. It might be better than Cocoa Puffs. And you guys will love this. It comes with a coupon for a free Frosty.
Have you ever, Marcus, had the the Malto Meal s'more cereal?
No, I've never really had Malto Meal in general.
The poll is up, fam.
Malto Meal s'more cereal is one of the. Do you dip your fries? Yeah, sure, why not? Malto Meal is genuinely one of the best cereals you can actually eat. Like it's very, very underrated.
Okay.
You
This,
get it-
okay, what is happening here? I'm sorry.
Marcus is getting dunked
I'm listening,
on.
but these guys are working me with fire first.
You can get it.
These guys are like Jedi or nothing.
He's just some giant insect
I
that
just
shoots
need a
fire.
flamethrower.
I'm just gonna let the
Yeah.
spider murder them because the spider's fighting them too. I should just leave these guys to fight each other. Actually,
you're
I need to
getting
get
it,
my
Marcus.
experience back. Okay, now we
I
can
did
go.
that. I did that too whenever I played.
Yeah, you guys.
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
But I need to look that up. Multi-meal s'mores cereal?
It's basically a mixture of Cocoa Puffs,
Oh, what?
gold. Oh shit!
How did I miss that?
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
It's basically a mixture of Cocoa Puffs, Golden Grams, and marshmallows.
It's a good idea. I
And
should.
So yeah, really good. You can get it at Dollar General probably for like $4.
That sounds about right. Wait, $4? That's a lot for cereal, actually.
One of those huge bags though.
Okay. What's up?
I don't know if it's exactly malto meal, but it's s'more cereal. I got it at Dollar. I used to get it at Dollar General, and I was like, holy crap, why is this so good? Of course, you can get the generic cereals for cheaper, and they're in a giant bag, and they taste just as good. The
true.
fake Captain Crunch cuts the roof of your mouth just the same.
The fake Captain Crunch is probably better than the real one.
Yeah.
You know, see, you know, Marcus, I've had enough. I'm not gonna. I will not take your slander of the captain on top of a day where you've maligned fries and frosties.
I mean,
I'm right there with Dan. This
Captain Crunch is
unacceptable.
okay. I've just said it's aggressively mediocre, but it's okay.
I love Captain Crunch. I think it's maybe my favorite cereal.
Yeah, it's like solid 7 out of 10 cereal.
Dan, I'm gonna reach out to HR here. I just can't take this. Yeah.
This feels very. I can't.
7 out of 10's not bad.
I mean, on our scale, it's mediocre.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I said. It's
But
average.
it's not good.
It's like if I had no other cereal to eat and I really wanted cereal, then it's like, yeah, I guess I'll eat this.
Maybe it's
You know
time
what?
to change the scale then.
I've forgiven Marcus for his cereal sins, but today
It's
when I
no-
gave him the layup, I gave him a freebie, and he just decided to say nah.
Oh, I wonder if I could. Oh, they ruined my sneak attack. Is that what the guy saw? I'm gonna push this guy.
Yo, don't forget, chat. You got a couple more minutes on that poll. I want to know
What is the poll?
about fries. If they dip their fries in the frosty.
Yeah, like, am I the only person that
Yes.
thinks that's weird and doesn't do it? Is chat like?
I don't know yet.
Yelling at me?
I'm not going to look at the poll until the results are in.
I have dipped it. I don't make it a point to dip it, but also I don't usually get fries from Wendy's because they,
I mean, yeah, the conversation assumes you have both fries and the frosty.
right.
Yeah.
Well, how did you come up with that? Like, that doesn't seem like something you just do on your own. Did someone show you guys
Marcus,
this? Or
Marcus,
like,
have you?
what
Humans
possessed
are very
you-
good at inventing and combining things.
Like, what possessed you
Okay.
to dip your hot French fry in your cold chocolate shake?
The same thing that possessed you to put ketchup on your hot dog.
That's
all right?
normal. That is a normal thing, sir.
I've seen it in movies and TV shows before. You know, dipping your fries in your milkshake. It's just it's the hot and crunchy. It's the hot salty crunch mixed with the sweet. You know, it's a good flavor combination.
And I don't
It's
mind
a-
sweet and savory as a
Marcus,
combination.
it's a
just-
classic pairing of flavors and textures and temperatures. Do you understand?
I don't know about classic.
Yes, you do. Ugh.
Needs power.
This needs
Well, let's see
power,
what chat
guys.
came up with. They got about 30 seconds left to vote on that chat. Oh, Holly asks, if not hot dogs, what does ketchup go on? I can answer that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I mean, yeah, I'll agree with that. Like, that's the only thing I really use ketchup for. Everything else, I keep ketchup as an ingredient to make
Hold
other
on.
things with, like, sauces, and that's it.
Hold on.
Right.
No,
You
I
put
don't even use it for that.
you could put a couple dabs of ketchup on a burger.
Yes.
I don't. I
You have it with mustard. You have it with pickles, lettuce, tomato. It's good. A couple dabs. If you don't have the tomato, you can put a little bit more on.
See,
But it's good.
I like a combination of ketchup and mayonnaise personally.
Wow, Marcus, you lost the poll, buddy.
I mean, was it like a
It wasn't a huge
massacre? Or
800 to 0.
59%
Okay.
of the viewership said they do dip.
Oh, hey, look. Speaking of Rogue One.
Oh yeah, this guy, yeah.
Why isn't he saying any sassy one-liners?
I think this guy killed me the first time.
Okay. Well, now I have
you're
to
doing
win
really
the
good.
I need to
Now-
win
now
the
you
first
do.
time just to spite you.
You are
Nice
you are actually wrecking him. So
Yeah, I was gonna say nice parry you did there.
Thank you. He's got some little uppercuts. Oh, he's trying to hug me. Oh, he's what? Choke slam. What?
yeah, that's how he got me. He's got moves.
He's been studying Undertaker. Wait, what's he? Oh, okay.
He was. This droid was created by Gary Whitta, who helped write Rogue One and is a big gamer. He did that Animal Crossing talk show
Also,
during
look what's
the
happening
pandemic.
right now.
You know, it happens, Marcus. You can take a once-a-day Flomax to fix that.
I think I'm stuck like this for a little while. All right, we'll
Let's see. Face the camera. Let's see. Let's see. Where's that going? Is that right through his face? Can you turn?
Actually, I think he's stuck. I went to go interact with. Okay, there he is. I mean, it looks kind of cool. Like,
What a horrible way to go.
Yeah,
Just
that's not
malfunctioning
comfortable.
lightsaber.
right through the neck, it looks like. This would be like your first time getting one of these, and you treat it like a bow staff. You're like, oh, I'll just put this on my back until I need it, but you never turn it
I don't
off.
think I don't think you're supposed to wear it like that.
No, you don't. But
You know. Speaking of hot dogs, did you guys ever have hot dogs
Oh.
cut up into macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
no, I've done it like like baked beans, like pork and beans, but not mac and cheese.
Yeah, you know it's even better putting lobster in that mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I can interact with this because of this glitch.
Yeah, did you break the game?
I think
not-
you actually broke the game. That counts as you losing to the guy.
What? yeah, like
wing,
he's
wing
not.
up, everybody.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think.
see if you could restart your checkpoint.
Wait.
At least you can get to the menu. That's
I'm-
I
positive.
mean, I can
Am I-
quit. Let me see if I can.
I have
Go,
my hot.
can I
sorry.
go back the way I came, or am I locked in this little chamber?
You know, they'll fix this before the game releases.
Oh, wait. Oh, it turned off suddenly. Wait, he's moving by himself. What's happening?
Oh, this is good.
Oh, is he just-
He's going over the checkpoint. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, it activated way back.
There you
Oh,
go.
All right, whatever.
Okay. Well, if we have to, I have my hot sauce advent calendar, so I can bite into something spicy if I need to.
Okay, we got our sea Wookiees.
You're a little late on that.
Look at them.
I can't see them anymore without seeing seaweed, Marcus.
They're
You ruined
so
me.
wet. They look like, I don't know the name of this, but you know I've seen women with the hairstyle where they make their hair just looks wet, but it's not wet.
Like this is the Farrah Fawcett era of the Wookiee.
Oh my gosh, they look completely. I can't look at them anymore. You've
Am I
ruined it,
ruined?
Marcus.
That's all I saw. Excuse me. That's all I saw when I first played this. I was like, their hair bothers me in this game. Oh, look at. Oh, I thought he had no hair on his arms for a second. It's like
They don't even look like Wookiees anymore.
you can
Now
see
they
his
just look
fingers.
they're
I
like
don't-
the.
Have you
the
always been able to see a
creatures.
Wookiee's fingers?
Yes, of course.
I feel like Chewie's hands are always so hairy. I don't think I've ever seen
Well, he
like.
had so much. He had like long hair over his
Yeah,
fingers.
I'm not saying
But yeah,
they
he
didn't
had
have
fingers.
them, but you couldn't see them. Like, look how
Maybe-
clear that is.
Maybe just Kashyyyk just is. It's a very humid planet. It's very moist all the time. Maybe we just see Chewie differently because he's not there all the time.
Or maybe he
That could be it.
shaved. Maybe he's smart and he
Marcus,
shaved his
you're
fingers so
making-
that he could use the gun better.
You're making him uncomfortable just staring at his
I
finger.
know.
Oh, this guy's showing his art. He's like a street vendor. What's he doing?
They're looking at plans to blow up the Death Star.
No,
Wait.
that's
Oh,
art.
we got,
That's
we
some
got
street
something
art.
clipped here.
Hey,
What did we
what
get
them-
clipped?
What them Wookiees?
I clipped something earlier too. Don't worry. I took a few clips during the stream.
Have you been taking clips without my knowledge, sir?
Well,
is-
yeah.
Are they wearing the? Remember that X-Men when they got sent to Genosha and they had those neck bracelets that negated their powers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Because that was a really good show.
Yeah,
One of the best Saturday morning cartoons ever made.
very fascinated to see how they bring that back.
And that theme song?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing that makes you like you become a man when you hear that theme song. Like you just instantly sprout hair on your chest. You want to punch
Hey,
somebody.
careful. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Mom, X-Men is on.
That explains a lot about me.
Pretty much. For those few seconds, you have experienced puberty.
You must be close.
Let's get this guy.
Good job, Marcus. You got him.
Look at this. I don't even have to. Look how intimidating this must be for them. I'm just walking slowly. They're like, we can't stop him. I'm gonna push him to what? Oh no, you're not supposed to land over
Whoa.
there.
No, there's just something. Oh, sorry.
I want you to land in the goop.
Force powers are fun.
Oh, is he just? Oh, he died from that. Okay.
Marcus, you're just murdering people left and right.
Coulda
Instead of
sworn.
caring the world. What kind of Jedi are you?
That is true. You think he'd be a bit more defensive, but it's the poncho.
The ultimate sign of a badass. In
Yeah,
Star Wars.
seriously. Straight out of the Wild West, ready to use Force powers.
I hope the next game
Give
has a
him a
poncho.
straw cap. Yeah.
He needs it.
I want a hat that's also a lightsaber. Somehow.
Big Boss says, is the double-bladed lightsaber stronger? Yeah, it's a completely different moveset. It's not necessarily like inherently stronger. It has a lot of different abilities.
Yeah.
I prefer it in a lot of situations.
I remember there's a few bosses where it's actually maybe not ideal, like certain one-on-one duels, and the single-bladed is better, at least for me. But
Now,
Hey, what is a lightsaber sleeve?
I think it's like the
you
middle
look
part
at
of
your
the
item?
lightsaber. Well, I've been collecting them. It's I don't know if they show it here, but it's like the middle-ish part of the handle. I don't know. It's my scientific explanation for it.
You can't see it here. You got to go to a workbench then, or
I think so, yeah.
okay. The next time you see a workbench, take a good look at that stuff.
And also cannot get into that room right now. So I guess we'll go back up.
Now, Reiner, I don't disagree that lobster and mac and cheese is probably better, but for us poverty-ridden folks, hot dogs and mac and cheese was just like a delicacy. It was like a poverty
Yeah.
delicacy.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Wait, were you saying, Reiner, that you grew up eating lobster mac and cheese?
That's right. That's right.
Living this decadent life?
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't have that in grade school at lunch.
Yeah, Vienna sausage was our lobster.
Vienna sausage.
Yeah.
Beanie weenies.
Wait, where's that coming from?
Tuna mac is also good. Tuna with some peas.
Looks like I gotta get up there.
Man, we are on the food discussion again. We got Holly coming in.
We can't
Lobster.
get off it. Yeah.
Lobster is the hot dog of the sea. I don't think I agree with that.
So Marcus is gonna put ketchup on it.
I would do, if I was eating with Dan, I would do that just to spite him. Like, get a full steamed lobster and then crack it open.
If you got lobster and put ketchup on it in front of me, I'd probably vomit immediately on the spot. Like, I would not be able to handle it.
I would split that thing down the middle and just put a giant stream of ketchup down it.
I would leave. I would not be able to, like, comprehend that scenario.
Would you leave out of disgust, or you just be embarrassed?
Oh.
Out of disgust. I wouldn't be embarrassed. I
Like,
mean,
you're like,
you.
oh, he took me to this fancy restaurant. And
But I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Dan, here's a question.
Yeah.
I need to.
Of all the Star Wars creatures, which one
Yeah.
would you eat? Which one would be the first one you'd want to eat?
I mean, you're just trying to get chat to hate me because it's going to be a porg, right?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like a Wookiee
You'd
or
eat
something.
pork. I would eat. Is it the Mon Calamari? That's Admiral Akbar, right?
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
the
he's
squid
like
people,
lobster. Yeah, I'd eat the hell out of that guy.
Why not just eat the squid thing that Saw Gerrera?
Oh, that thing's
people
not.
too.
That thing is probably toxic.
Basically calamari.
That's why they're so weary of traps, is because their ancestors are so used to being trapped.
Like, the porg's probably the closest thing to like doing a fried chicken, most likely. So
Yeah, I mean,
have
Chewbacca
that
knew what was up. Yeah.
big glass of blue milk to wash it down. Thunder Scepter, I'm sorry, but we're talking about if we had to eat one. Okay, you're not gonna eat like. What are you gonna eat? A Wampa? A Tauntaun? Oh, gross, man. Like,
I would eat
This
that.
is the tiny engineer. This is Babu Frick.
Yeah, he'd be all sinewy. I don't want to eat him.
Yeah. What if he ate Jabba the Hutt? He's pretty
And
thick and meaty. He's probably like just nothing
I
but
bet.
meat,
I bet
right?
Hutt tastes gross. They're slugs,
Yeah.
right? They're giant slugs. No
I mean,
thanks.
so is conch. Like, you ever had like fried conch?
Yeah, but you don't eat slug. I mean, it's a
I mean,
giant
a conch
slug.
is basically a sea slug.
It's a giant. It's a giant. Not only is it a giant slug, it's a giant, disgusting slug.
But if you
that
deep
literally
fry it-
makes slime.
If you deep fry
Okay,
it, though.
no.
If you
No.
Dan, it's like okra. You know, like that's slimy, but you deep fry it. And,
Yeah, okay, you can deep fry the pork too, and I bet it tastes better.
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm saying I bet Jabba or just Hutts in general, secretly delicious.
Chat wants to eat Grogu. That's
That's dark. Is that like karma for him eating those eggs?
How do you think Salacious Crumb would taste?
really bad. Like I don't think he would taste bad, but he'd be all bony and it'd be,
there's not a lot of meat there.
Is that the little dude that hangs out with Jabba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah. I'd rather eat him than Jabba. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I would too.
I mean, what's
nibble on his-
the meat
yeah,
on Jabba?
deep
You
fry
could
his
live
ears.
off that. That could feed a village, Jabba the Hutt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gamorreans.
Not Gamora.
Oh yeah,
No.
that's just pigs. Yeah,
Giant pig monsters. Some suckling
yeah,
Gamorrean.
little green pig, kind of like
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss.
They're more like, I mean, they're
Would
like
it be
orcs, though.
harder to eat because they're like humanoid? Would you feel bad about it?
It'd be green ham and eggs.
Put the little apple in their mouth and everything. You
A
roast them.
rancor?
milk.
Man, everyone's picking like these giant, disgusting monster things. I don't think they taste very good.
Have you seen a pig?
Oh, not that pick. I'm talking about like we got rancor from chat. Like no thanks.
Rancor.
What's that weird monster from Solo that they ran into?
I don't remember anything about that movie, so. I don't even-
Me either.
Except for Darth Maul. Spoilers.
It's okay. I think that movie's old enough.
And also nobody cares about it. As evidenced by the box office.
I thought it was a fine movie. It was just very eh.
It didn't need to exist. Like it was fun, but it like served no purpose really.
Would I
Right.
dip my fried porg in a frosty? Yes, I would.
Would you dip it in a frosty made out of blue milk?
Yeah, why not?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. That'd probably be pretty darn good, actually.
Also, hey man, 50 nugs at Wendy's for only $10. I'm just throwing that out there. Y'all need to do a Game Informer, day where it's like picnic day.
Oh
Yeah, I think we'll have some. The amount of cuisine that we discuss on here in chat, I'm pretty sure we'll have some pretty interesting, fun activities to hit up here in 2022 with food and
Yeah,
games, of course.
I think we did this game justice today. I think really good chat.
Yeah, really good chat, really good guest who we're gonna raid right after this. You can check out Louis streaming Echo or Echo. It's a big RP game where they role play different characters and stuff in a survival environment. I think I've watched a few other people play it, so should be cool. We're going to that right after this.
Yeah, and I heard through the grapevine that he's going to be rapping about hot dogs. So tune in for that.
I heard that rumor too. Holly's got all of our socials in chat. Check out all Louis. Check out all of ours. We got a couple more minutes left. Thanks for coming, everybody. Ninaka, great to see you. Sorry you're coming in here at the end.
Just let
But,
me know. I'm sorry.
Nope, I was gonna say, but yeah, we're gonna be back next week as always with more Super Replay as we continue through Fallen Order. It's a game. It's a game with Jedi that we talked about Frosties. By the way, thank you, chat, for getting it right today. And all is right in the world. You got the Frosty and Fries combo correct. So
Sounds like
thank
you're ready to disown them if they voted the other way.
I would have been so surprised. And I know some people probably did vote the other way just to troll. So we gotta account for that.
Also, look, we're freeing the Wookiees.
We are. They're not Wookiees though. They're seaweed people. That's how if we'll ever see them at this point.
Just creatures of the Black Lagoon.
Oh Lord.
Dan Tack, are you streaming today?
You bet.
Oh, lovely.
Every night
know
at
what
8
you should
CST.
What you should do before that is see the new episode of Boba Fett.
I do. Yeah. I have a lot of other media to catch up
You
on.
should watch Peacemaker too. That's pretty good so far.
Yeah, that just launched on HBO.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus. All sorts of great. Man, we live in such a great time for entertainment. It's
There really
unreal.
is that. That's the thing. Like, yeah, I love like just booting up a service and being like, oh yeah, there's that thing I wanted to watch. I guess I'll do it now. You know.
Look at this. We got a shortcut back to the save point.
Nice. That's a good spot to end this stream. And yeah, we'll be back. Dan, you want to set us up?
Yeah. Well, Louis is gonna fire up his stream so we can rate it right about meow.
I am going live right meow.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate it. We will see you next week. And of course, feel free to come by to any of our other streams. and say hello. And of course, come join us in our Discord. Say hello. And of course, come join us in our
Big
Discord.
Boss,
We are going to
figure
figure
out
out give away a gold, GI gold next week. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Tune in. It's going to be something special.
All right, we are rating Team Louie, who we've got on the show right here.
Hey,
So,
it's me.
yeah, go say hello and find out what RPing is all about in Eco. Sounds like fun. Thanks
It's
for being
a
with
lot
us
of fun.
today, Louie. And of course, thanks to the main crew. We will check you next week. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta.